Here I am again outside a very interesting grocery store. This appears to be a Asian-themed grocery store. I don't really know enough about Asian culture to know like if this is Chinese dominant. I don't know. But I do know they have some really awesome medications in here. I don't know what that is, but I love it. I think that is so cool. If I knew how to cook that, I'd buy it. Jellyfish. Also cool. I love being here. This is so fun. One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. Here are some of the very interesting medications. There's lots of different creams and lozenges. I'm just going to start buying things because I really don't know what any of these are. I don't know, I'm just gonna buy a couple random things here. And over here, there's more of like a kind of medicinal feel. I'll be buying this. Trisnake. Don't know what that is. Obviously everything's in different writing. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm buying. I'm just going with the flow. Oh, what are these? These looks pretty. I'll have to buy that. That's the prettiest pill I've ever seen. Toothache liquid, give me all of that. I don't know, do you see anything else that looks interesting? Oh, that's American, I think. I don't want that. I want the cool stuff. The less English, the better. We got a whole bag of stuff. Don't know what any of it is. I'm excited to get home and figure out like what kind of stuff this is. And I'll use my translator app to figure out, what exactly these active chemicals are. That was so fun. I love Asian stuff. I don't know anything about it. I wish I had like a friend that I could go there with that like could help discern things because I don't think the English competency level was exactly off the charts there. In fact, I don't think it was on the charts at all. And I didn't want to put somebody in a situation like if I'm walking up to them and saying stuff they don't understand, like that's rude, I think. I think that's rude. So I didn't want to put anybody in that situation. So I just kind of did my own thing there. Anyway, let's get home and check this out. Today is essentially the greatest day of my life. I have a translucent bag of medication goodness, savory, succulent, heavenly perhaps. And I get to explore this bag with you. And I don't know what kind of treasures we're going to see here. Last time I went to that store, we had antibiotics, which needed a prescription, but somehow I was able to buy it without a prescription. Nobody knows why. There was like a couple creams that I really enjoyed last time, but I have no idea what I bought. Everything was foreign to me. Everything was in, different languages. So we're going to translate these. And I really want to take one and then translate it in that order, but I'm afraid to for obvious reasons. I mean, I would be fine, but I don't want to promote that kind of behavior. But I really want to do it, but I'm not going to. There's one I will try because it had some English writing on it, and I knew kind of what it was. So I'll try that one and then translate it, but it won't be that exciting, I'm sure. Anyway, it's time to be a man. You must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon. And now we're going to look at medications. Here is my receptacle. I mean, I guess some of them you'll be able to compare to the prices of what I pull out of this bag, but I don't know about those things. Somebody maybe who knows more about that language than I do will be able to figure that out. Lots of cool little doodads. Okay, let's start with this guy. Now, I did notice today there was no antibiotics there, so perhaps my report to the Allegheny Department of Non-Controlled Substance Division and Diversion was met with a real response. I'm just kidding. It was just coincidence, I'm sure. But I do think, I know everybody was like, that's how people get access to certain medications. I love that. But unfortunately, you're going to just have to trust the professional here. Overwhelming effect of that is negative. You don't want antibiotics in your community if they're not being used correctly. Antipyretic pills? Okay, that looks cool, right? That means it's like, fever, pain. Fever is really what antipyretic means. Solstice Medicine Company. Okay. Oh, okay. These are These are like English characters. I mean, there's not really much to translate there. I think it's mostly English to begin with. 5 pills is the serving size. Health of skin, blood, circulatory system, immune system. Prepared from precious native ingredients. Okay, take 45 pills 2 times a day in the morning and evening. Take with previously boiled water. Okay, what's the point of that? I mean, I know why people boil water, but this is a U.S. company, right? We don't need to boil water in the U.S. typically. All right, let's open these up. I'll take these. I don't care. What was this even for? It was so vague. Here, let's look at the ingredients a little bit. Okay, fan peat, no clue what that is. Southern Sengshu, don't know. I don't know what any of this is. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Ginseng, I mean, I'm not surprised to see that there. Ginseng is moderately goated. Tenderly goated, some would say. Skin, blood, and circulatory system. Oh my gosh. Look at these. Look, they're little roly-poly-oly boys. Wow, they're very hard. Like, you can hear that, right? I love this. I love this. Whoever is making these shots in the United States, start making pills that look like little salmon eggs like this. That went down so easy. Like, I just took 4 of them like it was nothing. So we're learning. I'm learning about all sorts of different countries and cultures and how they do meds. And there's a lot of things I'd like to change about the U.S. Put this on the list. I like those little roly-poly. We should take bets on what we think these are. These are so interesting to me. They got this little green, sparkly, perhaps translucent thing. I don't know what this is, but it feels special. Like it's, I mean, it has a coarse texture to it. You can see there's some sort of writing in there, and this little, holographic. Is this a holographic Charizard? It's the medication equivalent of a holographic Charizard. Okay, it says OTC here, so we know this isn't anything that cool. But let's find out what the heck this is. Amika Hungman capsule? What the heck is that? It is suitable for relieving symptoms such as fever, headache, limb pain, sneezing, runny nose, common cold. 12 capsules. Is this translating correctly? Amika Hungman? 250 milligram of acetaminophen, 15 milligram caffeine, 1 milligram of malic acid, and 10 milligram of Bezor? Whoa, this is really cool. And Bezors are real things. I know my Harry Potter friends here are like, oh my gosh, Bezors? Yeah, those are real things. A Bezor is kind of like a stone kind of in your tummy. Oh, it's chlorpheniramine. 1 milligram of chlorpheniramine, and then the artificial Bezor. Wow. I don't really know what the Bezor is doing there. So acetaminophen, I mean, we have that all day, every day here. That's for pain, fever, muscle-related pain, to be more specific. Chlorpheniramine, that's an antihistamine, similar to, is it actually chlorpheniramine, though? Every time I translate this, it says something different. If it is chlorpheniramine, that's an antihistamine. It's similar to Benadryl, pretty much. All right, let's open this up and take a look. I bet this will translate a lot easier. Oh, here we got English. Paracetamol, caffeine, artificial cow Bezor, and chlorpheniramine. That is wild. So paracetamol is acetaminophen, if you guys didn't know. Caffeine, I think everybody's heard of that. They misspelled it, but that's fine. Caffeine does several things. It builds up adenosine, helps you stay awake. It also technically is a diuretic, by the way. The Bezor is just so non-American. So this would be similar to like do we even have this combination in the United States? Because I'm trying to think of, it would be some sort of Tylenol product, I'm sure, but the chlorpheniramine is an antihistamine, so you'd have to be in pain or a fever. You have to have a runny nose probably, or itching or something. And I guess maybe they put the caffeine in there for energy. How much? Does it tell me the milligrams? So we're not screwing around here anymore. Doesn't. Oh, okay. 250 milligram acetaminophen. That's a bit low, actually. We would start at 325 here in the U.S. 15 milligram of caffeine. That is literally nothing. That's not going to do anything. 1 milligram chlorpheniramine. Not too bad. You probably take 2 of these, I would imagine. Then what does it say? Yeah, 1 to 2 tablets. Okay, so I would recommend every adult takes 2 of these then, because those are baby doses. But look how cool these look. Oh my gosh. They look like little candy doodads. This is the best day of my life. Look at this. I thought the image on there was like a hyperbole, kinda. I would take this. I don't have a reason to today. I'm not feeling sick or nothing, but check this out. Do you think they made these colors like this for marketing, or is this like has something to do with the Bezoar aspect? This is so cool. Good job, whoever did this. One thing worth noting here is if you notice there's no NDC on the package, well, the UPC in the United States is also the NDC, and whenever I search the UPC on Crush Cost, it brings no results. And this actually isn't even the right number of numbers anyway to be an NDC, so this is not registered with the FDA, which as far as I know you don't actually have to do, but virtually everything does. You can do whatever you want to as long as you're following the rules. You don't have to necessarily, you don't have to. So, but that's a little bit of a complicated issue. I'm not really sure myself sometimes, but I don't think you actually do have to register with the FDA. Bezoars, by the way, don't do anything. They're more associated with like magic and like that kind of area. That's why you see it in Harry Potter. But it's just a mass of something, some hard, indigestible thing in your stomach. And I guess, it helps. Some people think it helps like remove toxins or whatever, but it just doesn't do anything. A Bezoar is more bad than good for sure. But the fact that they're putting in this pills, I don't really care. I know that's small enough. You're just going to get rid of it. It's not really that big of a deal. I am having way too much fun for my own good. We got the spectacular 999. Goodness gracious. What in the world could this be? What the frick? Nourishes and moistens the lungs, clears airways, heat, and detoxifies. Okay, so we're looking at a pharyngitis type deal. What's under here? What's hiding here, buddy? Oh, is that the NDC? Oh, that's I'm assuming that's some like foreign version of an NDC. All right, so what do we got here? What the cicada sloth? Cicada sloth. Please tell me that was a translation issue and it's not actually cicada sloth. All right, let's open this up. This looks like birth control. Oh, it's got honey. I like honey. Cicada ant. So it's got something to do with the cicada in here. Cause the following adverse reactions: nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, abdominal distension. Avoid spicy and fishy foods. Okay. Well, here's what they look like. Little cicada sloth pills. No, I don't think that actually had cicada in it, right? That was a mistranslation. Ooh. Oh, they're sturdy daddies. Oh my gosh. Okay. Some very strong machinery put that together. I can't even break it. All right. Well, I don't like this. Thumbs down. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, the toothache liquid. I want to try this one without translating it. Oh, this looks so cool. I love this already. Look. Oh my gosh. I'm in love. Okay, I'm going to try it and then translate it. I feel comfortable. So I'm just going to do what feels natural here. Oh, I thought there was going to be like a little brush. I'm not too thrilled with this packaging. Like, how am I supposed to use this? Do I like dab something in it and then put it on my tooth? I don't want to translate it because then I'll know what's in it. Oh, this is very balsamy. It's like, you can't see in here, but it's like a thick liquid. Here, let me go wash my hands and then I'll just kind of dab it on there. You can't really see it, but it's just like a brown oil. Definitely works. Definitely works. I can feel the numbing already. Wow. It's very localized to where it touched in my mouth. It's not like traveling anywhere else. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried like a benzocaine gel. It's kind of difficult to keep it in one spot. It's going to numb your whole mouth. But this is staying like right near where I put it on my tooth. And yeah, it's definitely not nearly as strong as like if you go to the dentist or something, but you can definitely feel the sensation of any sort of touch or pain. It's like very, very numbed in that area. Okay, let's figure out what this was. I'm going to guess it was menthol. Menthol camphor oil is what I think it is. I'm an idiot. It had these little swabs in the package with it, and I missed it. Ugh, probably somebody watching that saw that, and they're like, no, the swabs are there. Well, let's see. We got our toothache liquid. Let's see if there's any hidden gems of information on this box. Used for toothaches caused by wind and fire. How often does that happen to you folks? And red and swollen gums, nerve toothache such as tooth decay pain. This is good stuff. Like, I can still feel it on my tooth. I like this. This is probably my favorite product so far. The English? Okay, it has the English on here. So it says, Piperus longifructus, ear of grain, alpine rhizome. Wow, I was not expecting that. So this is straight herbal. I love that. This product, light brown clear liquid. It sure was. Fragrant aroma, sure does. Wow, I love this. So this is all herbal per I guess Western standards, not like active ingredients, but it works. I want to make this more mainstream actually, because look, it is straight up herbals. I love it. Huge thumbs up. This is my new favorite product. Whoever figured out that combination deserves a prize. I love it. I forgot to mention, the heavy lifter here, at least I think so, is the Piperus longifructus. So this is, like, you can imagine pepper. We do something similar. We do capsaicin, and what that does is it releases something called substance P, and substance P is associated with pain. So I'm not surprised at all now on my second look at this, that there's a pepper-ish kind of chemical or herbal supplement in here. What that does is it removes your body's ability to send that pain signal back. That is really cool. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is pepper oil, and that makes me feel good about putting that on my teeth for sure. I love this. I love this product. These look like smokes. All right. Formula One Sang Pure Oil. Okay, so this is definitely not Chinese then, right? Because this is not Chinese writing. This looks like Thai, I'm guessing. Relieves dizziness and relieves pain and aches. Inhale while symptoms occur. Oh, wait, hold on. Due to insect bites, but you inhale it? Hold on, we're getting some cool stuff here for sure then. Oh, okay. So this is menthol, camphor, and cinnamon oil. I love it. Peppermint oil relieves headache. Okay, I love this. By the way, I'm a big fan of peppermint. I think peppermint is really good for a lot of different things, and especially like satiation. Like if you're ever dead hungry and you suck on a mint, your hunger will go away. Now that's not healthy to just not eat, but I mean, you will feel different. At least I believe so in my experience. So I'm happy to see that in here. Let's open this up. This is what I'm talking about. Why don't we take pride in our work anymore like other countries? Look, they do this because they care. They care about their product. They want their product to look good. It's not all advertising and marketing like some of the other, brands that we're associated with. It's got wings on here. It's just this cool little bottle. Okay. Apply or inhale. What does that mean? Does somebody know? Apply or inhale when symptoms occur. So I think this is how I'm interpreting this. If you get an insect bite, you apply it. If you have headache, dizziness, muscle pain, then you inhale it. Not to be taken orally. Avoid contact with eyes. It doesn't tell you how to use it. Okay, I don't like that. They need to be more specific about that. For external use only. So how am I inhaling something for external use? Like, am I putting it inside my nasal passages and they're calling that external? I don't know. All right. Well, I want to smell this, and then I actually have an itch on my arm. I don't know if it's due to an insect, but I want to find out. By the way, it's been about 10 minutes or so, and the tooth oil I put on is starting to fade a little bit. So that's about as long as like benzocaine would last. So it's definitely not an all-day thing. You got to use it pretty frequently. But anyway, back to this Siang Pure Oil. Wow, it smells really good. I'm glad it says do not take by mouth on there, or else I would think you're supposed to. By the way, look, it has the... You can read through the oil and see. I'm assuming those are the directions there. Okay, I want to try this on my arm. I don't know if I got bit or not, but it's been itching today. So I'm just putting a little dibber dabber on my finger here. Feels very oily. Like this is the most oily oil I've ever oiled myself with. Smells great. That menthol is very potent. I think I need more. Okay, do you just dab it on there? It's Yes! That's how you do it. You just put it upside down and you just dab it on. I love it. Oh, gosh. Why don't we do things like this anymore? All the other countries are beating us. Oh my gosh, it's making my eyes hurt. Whew, that is some potent stuff. It stings the nostrils. Yeah, I would say probably if you ever have an insect bite like near your eyes, do not put this on it. That is very, very strong. Oh my gosh. Very similar to like whenever you're cutting onions, you know, it makes you cry. Whew, doggies. I definitely don't hate this. I don't know, thumbs medium. It's not really that great. I think it probably is helping with my itching already, but any sort of like soothing cream, any sort of soothing oil is going to help with something like itching. This next one I think is a cough syrup. At least it looks like it. That's why I was really excited about it. Let's get that opened. We got cute little kid riding a leaf. And this one's upset. So why are they putting a sticker over the OTC? Does anybody know? If it's OTC, then you're allowed to have it. So what's the point? Okay, let's see what this is. Pediatric cough syrup. Okay, good. We're in the right realm here. Okay, we got Hesperidin. Oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life. I think that if I'm not mistaken, that's something similar to what I had whenever I was in Switzerland. Oh my gosh, I hit the jackpot. Oh, it's vanilla too. Oh wait, vanillin maybe? If this is what I think it is, it'd be bromhexine, I guess is what we would call it in English. But I'm not quite sure yet. Or maybe it's something similar to bromhexine. Okay, unsure what this is yet. Let's open this up. Maybe the information inside will clarify what the actual active ingredient is. Assuming my eyeballs don't water out of my head from that oil from earlier. Is there any more info in here? Yes, okay, good. Maybe it has the English on here. Nope. Okay. Please be bromhexine or something similar. Please be bromhexine. All right, so would like everybody to send your thoughts and prayers along as I translate this and hope that this is bromhexine. Dang it. I was really hoping it was. Well, it still might be goated. I don't know. This is what basically we're working with. This is basically a licorice cough syrup, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of that. Platycodone, I mean, that's just a flower herb. Supposedly helps with cough and whatnot. Ammonium chloride. I don't know how I feel about that. Orange peel tincture, I love. Ammonium chloride is not really safe to be consuming. Now, I'm assuming, I mean, this is for kids. I'm assuming I'm not the first person to have ever purchased this. They probably sell this all over the world. So, you know, they probably do have minuscule amounts in here. It doesn't tell me how much is in here, but still. I think this is just what I'm thinking. Maybe what it's doing in here is it's an irritant, right? It could help maybe produce a effective cough, or more than likely, I think what they're trying to go for here, from what I learned about a lot of herbal and sometimes Eastern medicine, is there's a theory that if you hurt something a little bit, it actually helps your body heal the issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was also the theory behind it, hurting the lungs just a little bit to allow your body to kind of. So I'm not going to take this, but I'm at least going to smell it. It smells like soapy licorice. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, nice, thick, viscous liquid. I love to see it. Wow. That is straight licorice. Holy criminy. I gotta give it a thumbs down. Thumbs 3/4. They probably know what they're doing with the ammonium levels, but it's just not cool to see that on a label, honestly. Wow. This was an exciting day. Which one was your favorite? Okay, I liked the tooth thing. This one is definitely my favorite. And I liked these like little cold and flu pills with like the party pack, looking design, that the translucent capsules. And the fact that it had a bezoar in there was kind of crazy. Like, we don't ever see that in Eastern medicine. Why do I keep saying that? In Western medicine. But this one is my favorite by far. I loved it. Stick around, folks. I love to make all sorts of cool videos about interesting meds and how to use them properly, or in this case, just exploring what other stores may have in stock.